And I'd like to call to order the April 13th, 2023 Addison Township Zoning Board of Appeals meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Invocation, please.
We start with the roll call, please.
Chair Roger Witt,
Here.
Vice Chair Warren Smith,
Here.
Tony Sina,
Here.
Ed Rayfield,
Here.
Jay Sandler,
Here.
Philip Marshall.
Here. Next item is approval of our agenda tonight. We have a motion to approve it.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. A second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. We have a roll call vote to approve it.
Chair Roger Witt,
Yes.
Vice Chair Warren Smith,
Yes.
Tony Sina,
Yes.
Ed Rayfield,
Yes.
Jay Sandler.
Yes.
First item on the agenda would be the approval of the March 9th, 2023 minutes. We have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
Support.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none. We have a roll call vote approving the minutes, please.
Chair Roger Witt,
Yes.
Vice Chair Warren Smith,
Yes.
Tony Sina,
Yes.
Ed Rayfield,
Yes.
Jay Sandler.
Yes.
Okay, just so you know how this operates tonight, our public hearings on the three cases tonight was last month. This is our deliberation hearing. We'll take a little bit of input from each of the applicants and ask them some questions, but other than that, there won't be no public input on it. So the first case tonight is 23-1. The applicant is Thomas and Mary Beth Romack. Trustees of the Thomas and Mary Beth Romack Living Trust dated December 10, 2015, and any amendments thereto. Parcel address is 3611 Cheritu Ridge. Parcel ID is 05.13.100.033. Zoning is suburban farms, it's 10.28 acres. The applicant seeks a non-use variance from the Township of Addison Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Code of Ordinances, a variance from Article 4, Section 4.21.2B for a 24 by 33 accessory structure fully in the front yard with a 39.5 feet into the front yard. The other number here is 4.21.2B, an accessory building located in R-E, S-E, or S-F district shall meet the minimum yard setback requirements of the district in which the accessory building or structure is located and shall not be located in the front yard. Okay, does the applicant Does the applicant have any other information that wants to give to the board?
I do have, I don't know if the board wants, I didn't make 10 copies. These are actual approved by Addison Township. The plot plan which shows the question, the secondary septic field that came to everybody's surprise. But in case anybody wanted to look at it, that, you know, the submission. It also shows the topographical off to the side where I'd like to put the outbuilding. There was a question of whether or not the septic field could be put in that area, but once you look at the gradients, it'd be close to impossible to put it in that area. Because there's another one I'm going to throw at you, that imagine a flat piece of land. When it makes the break, from that break point, the field has to be set back 25 feet from that break point. And if you're in the hillside, the top of where the field would go, this is not where it is right now, but there was discussion that it was not etched in stone that the secondary field could be where it was. I mean, it was there because the Oakland County Health Department, the surveyor, and the excavator all looked at the terrain and what was there and what would probably most likely work, and perk, which was another thing too, that had to be done, and that's why. So if you guys want to look at this, I'll be more than happy to pass
Sorry,
it.
you want to see it?
I would like to see a picture of that.
This is Addison Township. Septic is here, and then see it says right here, it says secondary field.
When it drops.
Well, it drops right off. This field is actually now going to be moved up a little bit because there's a berm break, and then the, what's the word I'm looking for? The runoff runs in here. The question came up, Mr. Jay mentioned, he said, can you put this there? And if you look at the topographical, it's dropping, this is like 1,010, and right here, it's like 1,004 or 3 already, so that would be basically what you would do if you had a hillside.
Yeah.
You would have to cut in 25 plus the width of the field, which would be 28, plus the base of a retaining wall would have to go in here because you're going to be cutting into the hill, 9 feet back, 60 feet. So you're starting to cut way back here. And then we'd have to put a retainer wall, and have to be an engineered retainer wall because it's over 3 foot.
Yeah.
So, like I say, I'd like to keep this one here and put my accessory building up there if it's at all within your gentleman's means.
When it drop off, isn't it?
Yeah, Tony was out there today. He wanted to go running down the hill.
Did you make him climb it back?
No, well, he wouldn't go down.
Down,
He wouldn't.
up again.
And besides that, the fen is full of water right now.
Where's the new building location?
It's gotta be right in here where the well was originally, right in this area. But it's not gonna be this way because of the
How far off
gradients.
the road?
Oh, it's gonna be in the setback. This is the actual setback line.
Okay, that's the setback line.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be right in here, not going this way, but a little bit to take advantage of, there's a flat area, like I say, both members came out, there's like, it looks like it's an old logging road that someone had cut back in there years ago, I mean, like 50 years ago. And, take advantage rather than going this way, my drop from here to here would be, I think, we're about at 2.5 feet, over
Okay.
32 feet. I was gonna say it's not, yeah, I think that, okay. I'm not sure if you go by pad size or to the overhangs.
Okay.
Okay, the date on this approval is July of 2000?
Yeah, I built my house during COVID.
Okay.
Took 2 years to
I'm
do
sorry,
it.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll leave that up here if you guys want to pass it around, or if everybody's,
Was anybody that didn't want to see it? So just wait.
I've seen it twice, so I don't go over
oh, sorry. Yeah, how you doing?
State with it, you.
Okay, secondary fields here, primaries here. This secondary field will move up a little bit because there is a break right here. And Jay had said, can you move this up to here? And as you can see by the gradients, it's impossible to, like I
Now,
said-
where did you want to put your rolling? Down here?
Yeah. Well, it's actually not down, it's up.
Oh, it is up.
Down is
Oh,
down that way. And also, along between this setback line and the road, there are a series of moraines. I'm not sure if it's from the Ice Age or,
But you are actually gonna build the numbers, you're gonna build the garage over here, right?
Oh, yeah, my mistake. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong here. My mistake there, sir. Up here. The middle of the road is like right here. This is the setback, so, I'm gonna be
How far are
here.
you going to be off this setback?
2 feet on one corner and 3 feet off the other corner.
Yeah, he's.
Because I'm putting the unit not in like this, but putting it in like this to take advantage of this area right in there.
It's not.
Because if I put it in this way, then I'm dropping right into these gradient lines.
I'm assuming this is the road.
Yeah, that's the road.
What's it, what's back here?
That's, well, okay. My surveyors, I own another 300 feet this way. This is not, my property line doesn't end right here. They only surveyed a quarter of my property. I got 10 acres.
Okay.
So I go all the way back, but from this point to the other point is like 485 feet. So, they didn't,
Okay, what is this? Slope here?
that slope, yeah, slope and trees. Some big boy trees and slope. Like I say, I want to put the outbuilding in here because you can see this, it doesn't drop as quick as these start dropping. This
Fairly
is-
flat.
Yeah, it's a flat, there used to be a road that came through. So,
It's, if I make a comment,
Sure. That's the time.
many of these cases we've looked at and we've made the judgment based upon a line from the parallel to the front of the structure of the house.
that's right, Corbin.
And then a project going on.
You were talking about the front corner of that.
Yeah, this is the front of the garage is right here, which is attached as part of the structure. Many of these cases, we looked at putting garage, is it the front yard, is it not the front yard? We've looked at a line parallel to the front of the house. That's typically the way we've judged it. In this particular case, the building department made the judgment based upon a line that basically tracks the road, doesn't track the house because the house isn't exactly parallel to the road. But if we looked at this case, we had looked at maybe properly or improperly by just drawing a line parallel to the front of the house, as we had many cases in the past, there would not be a variance necessary because it would be behind that line.
Can I just say one other thing? What happens here is chair 2 keeps going, it will go like this. So that's what Jay's talking about, this line. The road curves, so this line shrinks down.
So since the building department judged this based on the line from the road to the corner of the house rather than parallel to the front of the house, like I said, we've judged many other cases.
I'm assuming this is the front of the house here.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is the front of the house because it's an attached garage.
Yes.
So that's here, and he's actually putting the building over here, which would,
Yeah, that would fall behind
which would
it.
fall behind it and wouldn't have needed a variance based on the loose criteria we've used in the past. But based upon, because I had a whole discussion with the building department over this about
Oh, geez, I didn't mean to open the can.
why is this necessary? And they actually judged it correctly, but it's kind of a gray area based upon how we looked at it in the past when we looked at other cases, so. I learned a lot about this.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make you go to night school or anything. Don't, sir.
Where's your nearest neighbor?
My nearest neighbor would be about a quarter mile away.
Okay, so it's not going to affect them whatsoever?
No, there's 7 people that live on this cul-de-sac. And there's a gentleman across the street, Roger, that's nice enough that every month we go and play cornhole. So I get to talk to Angelo down here, Eric, Roger's over here, the Jules, the Screws, and the Thorntons. So I've talked to everybody as we're playing, and told them what I was gonna do. This one neighbor here, we actually walked in the front, because like I said, there's a set of berms that are right here along between the setback line and the road. There's a set of berms that are about 8 foot high, and that would block probably 70% of the view from the road, and anybody that lived on the cul-de-sac had no issue with what I was doing. The association, the only thing the association said, they want to see that, you know, don't build a pole barn here, which I wasn't. My application, I enclosed a picture of what it was going to look like. It's going to mirror this garage right here. It's going to have the same, it may not have 5 windows on the door. It might only have 4, but it'll have a double, a single. It'll be a shed-type roof. It'll have stone up the front, western red cedar up about 8 feet, and then a hardy backer board siding from there up to the roof line. So it would mirror this garage.
So it's not a pole barn, then it's more of a shed. It's just a sloped roof.
Yes, exactly. It's a very large shed, very nice shed. That, you know, it's not going to be a gable or, you know, a mansard or anything like that. It's going to be a shed roof. Because the house is, the garage is, the whole house is all, you know, flat roof, 2-to-1 pitch.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions from the board?
One, it has to do with this reserve septic field. Has anybody heard or learned anything new about that? Well,
Yes. I have
Okay.
communication and discussion with the county health department about that. And what I learned is that starting in whatever month of 1995, every time they put in a new septic field, the rule was they had to designate a secondary location, and they perk tested as well, to make sure that if the first location fails, there's an already identified place to put a second one in. And so that started in 1995, which is, I guess we didn't hear much about it. Second to that, you can relocate that secondary field somewhere else on the property that is a suitable location that will work and will perk. And I didn't get into all the details of how you have to do it, but it can be relocated. So if you decide, you know, it was designated here, but I want to build something on it now, you can move it. And third piece of information I learned is, what happens if you just build on it? And you don't designate a new location and you just ignore it. I said, what's the penalty, and basically the penalty is, there isn't one. There's no fine, there's no penalty, there's no repercussion if you build something on your secondary septic field. And I guess at some point, if your primary field fails and your secondary field isn't there, you gotta figure out what to do. But that's your problem down the road. So, and that came directly from the health department, because
3 owners later, I mean, you know.
I contacted them to find out what the hell is this secondary field all about? We never heard of it before. And so they filled me in.
Okay, thank you.
So, new information.
1995.
28 years ago, I never heard of it. I was sitting on the board for 28 years, I never heard of that ever.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I told them. I said, well, you guys must not advertise it very well, because nobody ever heard of it.
Well, the only thing, guy across the road from me going in your house, and I don't recall him saying anything about a secondary field. They put the main field in, and that's it.
They don't put a secondary field in, they just
No.
designate a spot
Yeah, right.
where it would go.
Yeah, but,
So you put in secondary field on the drawing, opened up a whole new can of worms, didn't you? Now everybody's got, oh, man.
Okay, but some for us.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, I just was, I was playing by Addison Township rules. Well, actually, it was the health department, they were over
Yeah,
it.
not our
It ain't
rules.
the township.
And that's, you know, that's what the county, you know, and, he was, you know, it's gotta be 1,100 square feet for, you know, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, can't be under that.
I wasn't surprised, I never heard of it, I'm kind of new at this, but I was surprised that Lawrence never heard of it, because he's been doing this forever. So,
Good.
that's why I dug into it, to learn more.
So any other questions for the applicant? Okay. I guess then we're ready for a motion to approve or deny the application.
I'll make that motion. You will make it since you know everything about it, Jay?
I can. I make a motion, we approve the request for the variance based upon several factors, one being that the contour and layout of the land doesn't really provide for a very good other location to put this garage. In addition to that, the location is not really objectionable. As I said earlier, based upon how we looked at other cases, it really isn't very far over the line. And had we looked at it before, it wouldn't even be over the line of being in front of the house. So, based upon those things, I think we should approve the application.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none, if we could have a roll call vote, a yes vote is to approve the application, and no vote is to deny.
Chair Robert DeWitt,
Yes.
Vice Chair Warren Smith,
Yes.
Tony Spina,
Yes.
Ed Brightfield,
Yes?
Jay Cameron.
Yes.
Motion passes. You're free to go.
I want to hear the rest of whoever else is happening.
It's up to you.
You're welcome to stay.
Free to build a garage.
Do we need any kind of paperwork or any special?
Call the clerk's office and building department tomorrow. We don't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next item on the agenda is case number 23-2. The applicant is Anthony Calangello and Alexander Calangello. Are they here? Well, I'll read it in and then we can decide whether we're going to do anything with it or not. Parcel address is 2695 Lake George Road. Parcel ID is 05.20.276.002. Zoning the suburban farms. The applicant seeks a non-use variance from the Township of Addison Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Code of Ordinances. A variance from Article 4, Section 4.21.2B for a dimensional variance of 36 by 48 by 14 accessory structure fully in the front yard. 4.21.2B states an accessory building located in the RE, S-E, or SF district shall meet the minimum yard setback requirements of the district in which the accessory building or structure is located and shall not be located in the front yard. This is our deliberation hearing. We had a public hearing on this, and since the applicant's not here, I've never encountered this, so I don't know what we should do. Make a motion to pass it, table it?
I would like to make a motion that we table it till the 20th. We have another meeting on the 20th. It'll give them a chance next week.
Let me make a statement on that. I've looked at that going in and out of Lake George Road. And it's actually not true that it's in the front yard because the house sits at a 45-degree angle with Lake George Road. And where he wants to put the barn is actually in back of the front line of the house. So Lake George is running this way, he's got the house set this way, and he's wanting to put it over here between the house and Lake George Road.
Okay, well, I guess,
Well, I still hold my motion to hold it till the
Okay,
opening. That'll give the applicant a chance.
yeah, I don't think we can, I don't think we should, maybe he's withdrawn it, maybe he wants to go forward.
I second his motion. I think we should table this.
So we
Till
have
the 20th.
any discussion on that motion? If none, we'll have a roll call vote on tabling the motion, on tabling the case.
Chair Robert DeWitt,
Yes.
Vice Chair Warren Smith,
Yes.
Tony Spina,
Yes.
Ed Brightfield,
Yes.
Jay Cameron.
Yes.
I mean, I drive by quite often, there's still, they got a flat spot there, but I don't know.
Yeah, but look,
Yeah,
have you noticed the way the house sits?
I haven't looked at it from that perspective, I'm usually going by too fast.
Slow down.
I started pretty to go, but anyway, I think he should be here.
Yes, I think so too, we can't just,
Now, he knew the hearing was tonight, but he asked what's the next, when I was out there, what the next step is. I said, well, we have another hearing on the 13th, and you need to be there.
maybe the weather's too nice and he couldn't.
So, Lakeville, Lake.
Okay. All right, motion passes, and so our next item on the agenda is case 23-3. Applicant is Joseph Donato, and the applicant's address is 747 Gravel Ridge Road, parcel IDs is 05.22.152.007 and 05.22, I think it's 0.152.006. Vacant parcels across the street from 747 Gravel Ridge, zoning is R1. The applicant seeks a non-use variance from the Township of Addison Code of Ordinances, Appendix A, Code of Ordinances, a dimensional variance from Article 8, Section 8.05.4, for a variance of 27 feet from the front yard setback to the placement, in parentheses, as moved, residential home situated at 747 Gravel Ridge to 05.22.152.007 and 05.22.152.006. And 8.05.4, minimum yard setbacks, front is 50 feet.
Right, that's correct.
Okay. Would you like to, I'm assuming you are Joseph?
I am.
Okay, Joseph. Do you have any other information you want to present to the board or any other comments you'd like to make to us?
Just pretty much what I gave at the last meeting, that was about it, unless anybody has any questions.
I'd like to make one quick point. Our attorney says that you should be advised that the applicant will likely have to get septic approvals.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Which is a different story.
yeah. Septic, building permit, all types of stuff, yeah.
Okay? Does the board have any questions or comments for Joseph? No questions, comments? All right. Does anybody want to make a motion to approve or deny the variance request?
I'll make a motion. I make a motion that we approve the request for the variance. I believe that what the applicant is trying to do is well within harmony of the area and very good use of the lot. And will fit right in with the neighborhood. Many of the other houses in the area have varying setbacks, and I don't think it'll be out of place. And from visiting and looking at the lot, looking at the back of the lot and where it turns from into a lake, you can't put the house back much further or you get into a swamp. So I think what he's asking is very reasonable for the use of the lot and will fit well in with the other homes in the area.
Here, we need support for the
I'll
motion.
support that. With the contingency that you understand you do need to get the approvals, the septic, basically all the necessary approvals.
Yeah.
Did you add that to your motion, Jay?
And in addition, before anything can be done, the applicant will need to get the septic approval from the Oakland County Health Department.
Agreed.
I'll keep it separate.
Okay. All right, any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we could have a roll call vote on it, please?
Chair Hardwick.
Yes.
Vice Chair Mark Smith.
Yes.
Tony Spina.
Yes.
Ed Brightfield.
Yes?
Jay Salmon.
Yes.
Good to go.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Hey, do
We should have told
you need a good excavator?
back a slash system.
Robinson excavator.
Didn't have trouble
He's
finding
good.
it.
And they're like, I don't know, I think they go and drink it or something.
Okay.
I'm just
Next
telling
item
you.
on the agenda is our public forum.
No,
Anybody in the audience can come
he's
forward and
Robinson.
address the board.
He's good and he's
Don't say anything
extremely,
bad. but we can talk.
extremely efficient.
Okay, want to show us his drawing.
All right. Nobody in the public wanting to make any comments. I'll move on to the other business. Subparagraph A. Is there any correspondence received by the board members?
We have, sitting on the front lobby desk, Addison Township spring cleanup flyer. I don't know if we have one, but I've asked OCTV to make a little advertisement about it, so that's it, and it's on Saturday, May the 13th.
Okay. Next, subparagraph B is zoning board reports. Any reports by the zoning board? Okay, subparagraph C for Lawrence, report of planning commission liaison.
Planning commission's up to date, we just, everything's been taken care of, and we're just waiting for another case.
Okay. Next would be a motion to adjourn.
Also do.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Give us a chance to say, any discussion.